All right, guys, welcome back. This is about the actual fight. So let's get into it. Again, just to stress before I start, this is not the only way to do this boss, especially if you have higher BP and can tank most of the damage, if not all of the damage from this guy. Then use your best team. For all intents and purposes, that probably will produce you better results, given that you have six of the best attackers in. But in this case, and I suppose for most folks, you're much better off reducing the damage taken by the boss and guarantee some of your glass cannons a safe environment to do damage, which is what we're going to show here. One thing we forgot to mention in the previous video is that I would recommend having a Mind Mask attack or within the first 3 turns per round, just because he is the guy that applies injury for Beast King to do the follow-up to. And he can do up to 3 times per turn, so we want to maximize that and not miss an opportunity. Very minor, but you get basically an extra 10k, so why not? You could also use Beast King his own ultimate to apply injury if you don't have a Mind Mask or your Mind Mask is pretty low level, in which case, it doesn't matter as much. Just make sure Beast King himself attacks within the first 3 turns, because again, you want 3 follow-ups basically. So 3 allies to attack after Beast King did per round. That's the rule. Okay, so let's get into the game. Again, Mosquito Girl can be switched to any character as long as they have, let's say, below 100k, maybe a little bit lower health, so that they die within 2 to 3 rounds and don't get targeted again for the ultimate. Okay, so I'm gonna do basic attack just because my Child Emperor has a higher chance to do critical damage and make the fight stays. So this is what you see, how much damage it does. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 attacks, and I don't know how many attacks, 300k probably. As you can see here, Beast King just did another follow-up attack. That's amazing. Some free damage we got. Okay, now number 2. That's like what, 60k, right? This guy gets an extra free 60k or however many. Again, obviously based on the whole team, but this is why he's so powerful in terms of team boss fights. So turn number 2, nothing really in particular. We're going to use base attacker Child Emperor to save energy now because he really isn't our best attacker. My Mask go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 6. Man, that's amazing, bro. Every single time he does number 5, you can see the excitement. I love it. All right, so this is where the magic happens, right? His first ult, the cross-shaped. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? That's a lot of damage, and as we wanted, Mosquito Girl died. She actually could have stayed in around. But basically now, as you can see a little bit later, the boss's ultimate will focus on the top right guy only, and in which case, our bottom 3 are safe, and all of them happen to be glass cannons. And couldn't take, too many rounds of attack. But let's give them some more damage. All right, base attack. More energy, so why not? Okay, so tank his attack. Boom, boom. Base attack. As you can see, I mean, like Beast King just going at it. Every single turn does this extra 3 to 4 attacks. It's really OP. And then a Mind Mask himself just does millions of damage every single time he does the ult. All right, so this is the second time in which the boss will do ult, and as you can see, he will only hit 2 of them. So this guy can be 1 HP for all intents and purposes if these 2 can tank it all, which in which case they can, as long as, right, because he wouldn't be affected by either the base attack or the ultimate, which is really the goal. So the rest is pretty easy. We already completed the strat, right? This is why I like this strat so much, because it doesn't require you to tweak your team in any major way, like we did in the previous strat, because it basically allows you to put your best attackers and best tank in there. The only thing is just, put a filler, put a fodder in there somewhere to make sure they die first, right? So now Mosquito Girl has died. We miss her, but she has won us many extra rounds of damage with 5 people teams, right? This is very significant. Okay. Again, every single time a Mind Mask does any sort of attack, injury is applied on this guy. So you don't need to use ultimate for Beast King if you want to save energy. Again, ultimate only hit 2 of them. Blood is very healthy. Definitely up for another go. I mean, and also this is with me not using his ult in every single turn because it doesn't do the most damage when I'm not applying attack gear. But if that's what you're aiming for, or this is the guy you got, and you give him more of the support or energy, then they can even tank it a little bit better, right? So now we're gonna give him a little more health, and as you can see, more than half the health again. Every single turn, he does about 40k. So for base attack. So make sure you're above that amount and you should be all set. Okay. Oh my God. I think he just did 400k in just that round alone. That's crazy. There's only 2 energy points. Okay, 3rd round. Still going strong. 2, 3. All right. Okay. All right, let's heal up more one last time. Perfect. You see, they're in healthy amount. And I put Child Emperor here was, who isn't having the full health build. If you have someone like, I don't know, a full tank, you do even better. So definitely a very cheesy strat that I really like. These 3 guys basically attack the full game without taking any extra damage. I mean, the bottom left guy doesn't take any damage at all, and Child King survived to the last round. All right, we got an achievement, new best record. 8 million.4. There you go. So we hit the mark by quite a bit. So all right, so this is, I guess, a proof that strat will work. Obviously, again, just to stress, of course I have a little bit better trained characters than some of y'all, especially for these 2 if you don't focus on them. But also, I don't have the best of them version trained. Make sure you put resources into these 2, just because you just saw how much damage they do together, and they can really fit into any team, right? So, okay, I'm gonna wrap up the video here. Let me know if questions.